Hi, and welcome to L10. I'm your host, Caroline Bednar. This week, we'll catch you up on important end-of-year events. To begin, a few headlines. At graduation last Sunday, 2 students were presented with some of the school's most prestigious awards. Donica Bajaj was awarded the Edward Sutliff Brainard Prize, and Soleil St. Cyr the Trustees Cup. Congratulations, and thank you both for your contribution to life at Lawrenceville. In other news, Devondra McMillan and Doug Davis were recently announced as the new Dean of Students and Assistant Dean of Students. Nico Torres and Edith Shar had the opportunity to sit down with Dean Davis and hear about his impressions of Lawrenceville, his basketball career, and more.
My name is Mr. Davis. I'm affiliated with Woodhull House. I am History Department and Admissions Department. At the moment, I will be the new Assistant Dean of Students next year, and I am currently the boys varsity basketball coach. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to build culture and continuing to examine what that looks like here, especially after COVID. My basketball career and just kind of my passion for basketball started in Philly. I was fortunate enough to see success as, middle school, high school. I went to 3 different high schools and played basketball. Stayed in the area, went to Princeton University, had a great career there, finished my career number 2 all time, leading scorer.
Looking inside, goes out. Here's Davis. Davis for the win! He's got it!
To the class of 2021, first, congrats. And then take the time, the 4 years after Lawrenceville, to reflect. I know it's going to be hard to do that, but reflect. Yeah.
All right, so now picture life, the grand essence of all life.
Yes.
So if it were to be a cookie, what cookie would life be?
Who's asked this question? Whose question was this? I'm going to go chocolate chips. Chocolate chip cookie.
Why?
Because life's a box of chocolates. And if you take the box of chocolates and put it in a cookie, the cookie's the world, and then you have the bunch of the different chocolates or the experiences. Stay with me, Nico, right? The different experiences, right? And so each experience is a chocolate chip.
Good luck in your new role next year, Dean Davis. Returning to headline news, this year, Lawrenceville raised over $14,000 in our annual fundraiser for St. Baldrick's, an organization that supports those with childhood cancer. A special shout out to Lauren McKinnon, Donica Bajaj, and Annie Katz for all the work they put into the event, as well as all the Shavies who helped raise money for such a good cause. L10 would also like to honor George Wright, who will be attending the U.S. Naval Academy. We thank you for your service. Next, we take a look into Muse, a visual arts club that organizes displays, competitions, and workshops. Recently, Muse held its first in-person event of the year, a Bob Ross painting session. Tessia Thomas and Claire Kim bring you the story.
My name is Angel. I'm a junior in Kirby, and I am the co-president of Muse, along with...
I'm Hannah. I'm a senior in Reynolds, and I'm the other co-president of Muse.
Why did you decide to hold this workshop specifically with Bob Ross as, your pioneer for it?
It's been really hard to plan in-person art events this year, obviously, and this is something that Art Club has hosted in past years, just getting a group of people together. It's super relaxing.
Yeah, we've been hosting online events for the past year or so. This is our first actual in-person event,
Yay.
So we really wanted to have everybody come into the studio.
Is it hard to find times and spaces at Lawrenceville to paint? And how is this kind of workshop helpful with that?
I forget about art a lot of the time when I'm here at Lawrenceville, just because everything's so crazy. But when there's stuff like All Arts Night, it's really nice because it kind of carves out that time, and it's actual scheduled time to learn how to do art, which is really cool.
Yes, it's very difficult. So every term I bring a bunch of canvases and paints, and I always tell myself I'm gonna use my Sundays to do that, but it just gets really obviously busy here, and so.
Could you explain what you painted?
So we all painted a scene of that bridge by the pond and the trees and everything, and so.
I think it's just really nice to really do a study in painting of a part of campus that we see around a lot, but haven't really stop to take the time to really paint or do anything around it.
So what did you enjoy about this workshop experience specifically?
I'm actually having such a good time. I'm graduating soon, so I've always kind of wanted something I could put on my wall to remind me of Lawrenceville, so this is perfect timing.
So definitely I think painting in GCAT is a big difference because I don't know if it's like always open to just everyone on campus, but like by having classes like these here, we can all be in this space. I feel like definitely painting my room is a very different experience.
For people who are watching, can community members anticipate another similar painting session in the future?
Stay tuned for more visual arts events coming your way.
What a fun way to relax before major assignments week. Fifth former Ty Tipanyuwat made an astounding discovery in this year's BioBlitz competition, photographing what may have been the first ever documentation of the yellow ichneumon wasp in the United States. There's now a $100 prize from Dr. John Clark to anyone in the school community that can safely obtain a specimen. We hear the lacrosse fields are the place to look. Ever wondered where the phrase, "it's not rocket science," comes from? Look no further than the Lawrenceville Rocketry team, a group of students dedicated to rocket science. Summer Qureshi and Lauren Kim bring you the story of the team headed to nationals this weekend.
I first started rocketry my freshman year here. I'd wanted to do it when I originally came to Lawrenceville or on Revisit Day, and they had all like the club fairs and such. But once I started doing it in my first year here, I definitely fell in love with it, and I realized that I wanted to continue with it for the rest of my Lawrenceville career.
I was drawn to rocketry because it's a branch of science that's extremely interesting to me, and it teaches me a lot about problem solving, engineering and mechanics, and just working with a team towards your goal.
Over turkey term, I just constantly designing rockets in my free time until I was really comfortable with it. And then that's when I drew up the final design for the rocket using the knowledge I'd acquired myself from model rocket kits I'd used, different rockets from the past that I studied, and I just put it all together and simulated it, and it worked.
So once we have our finalized simulation, then we order the parts, we start the building process, and it extends over a couple of weeks because you want to be as precise as possible and eliminate any potential sources of error or wrong measurements. So that's the next step after the simulations. So one challenge is it's actually very hard to make it past the qualifying rounds. We only had one prior launch to the actual official launches. And in those, it was very windy that day, and it did not look the most fortuitous opportunity for launching the rocket. And we had to make some adjustments, but on the launch day, we actually overcome those.
It was definitely stressful initially, simply because with the spring term and the winter term being virtual, we didn't have as much time to prepare the rocket, so we were kind of just meeting after meeting after meeting. We didn't have a lot of time for fun, or it was really just work, let's get this done. But I mean, now that we're finally in the clear and we are headed off to nationals, we kind of have that time to look back and reflect and be like, well, we did this, we did awesome.
The way we're preparing for nationals is Maddie and I have been holding information sessions since we qualified. And in these, we are becoming more comfortable with the terminology. We're learning how to make immediate adjustments to account for height and altitude measures we have to meet, and the flight time.
The qualification flights we flew the Sunday before the announcement, they were some of the best that we've ever seen in Lawrenceville history, if not the best.
We're going to Syracuse.
Catch our perfect flights.
Best wishes to the rocketry team. Finally, check out an up-and-coming hangout spot on campus, the Cleve basketball hoop. If you've ever walked by, you'll know there's almost always a pickup game going on. Hear more about the court and its rise to popularity from Alec Brown.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm from 4th Form.
My name is Demetrius, and I am in the 3rd Form.
I'm Chase Dector, Form 3.
I'm Jack Weinberg, and I'm in 4th Form in Cleve.
I'm Richard Zoe. I'm in the 4th Form. The atmosphere is tough, it's competitive, gritty.
It's great, it's a lot of fun, really competitive.
Intense. Whenever I'm passing by, I always see kids on the court, and it's just really inspiring to see that people have such passion for basketball.
Real intense. Sometimes it's really relaxed. It really depends on the day.
I don't know, it's a lot of fun, but it definitely gets heated games and welcomes almost any kind of player.
How would you describe how this court came to be so popular?
I think it was have to do when we were in quarantine. We were hanging out as a house, and this court was one of the few places where we could be like outside and be doing sports. And I think that's how it came to be. And once we got out of quarantine, everyone wanted to be part of it.
People just like to have fun, and it seems like, you know, it's real close to a lot of the houses. It's on the way to athletics and curricular sometime, and so people just like to play.
I mean, just you have nothing else to do, so basketball's good.
The field house is closed because of COVID and everything. So Mr. Simpson bought the field for his son, you know, Grayson. And then we just kind of like took it over, you know. We just came over, everybody, like, you know, we started playing here. A lot of people saw like, oh, there's a lot of kids playing. They start coming over, and then, you know, it's a culture now.
How would you describe the talent level on this course?
I think it definitely mixes. Like, there's definitely some great players, and there's players like me who don't play at all. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun being able to come out here and just play.
Who do you think the best player is on this court?
The best player? I mean, you're looking at him. You're looking at him right here.
I think Cole's probably the best player, but Jeff is looking pretty good out here.
As far as I've seen, Jeff.
I'm going to say Jeff. That is the public consensus.
So many people have named you the best player on their court. Why do you think that is?
I mean, you know, I'm out here. I'm doing my thing, balling, you know. A lot of people see it, you know, a lot of players, so I think that's why.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, you know, it feels pretty good, you know. There's a lot of guys that come out, so, you know, it's good being the best.
Watch out for Cleve House basketball next year. Before we end this week's show, we'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2021 on their graduation. You will be missed on campus, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. That's all for today. As always, if you have a story to tell, let us know, or stop by our office in the basement of Pop Hall. From all of us here at L10, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, but for now, enjoy your summer.